Well, the compound's due east of here. Shouldn't take us more than a standard hour. This Bao-Dur we're looking for should be there.
Hey, you there. I'm coming over. Don't worry, I'm unarmed. My name's Bao-Dur. I saw your ship go down. Zerka installed an automated anti-air defense cannon when they took this restoration zone from the Ithorians. That's what shot you down. Zerka's sneaking salvage teams onto Telos, plundering any ruins that survived the Sith bombardment. This restoration zone has some underground and partially intact. Zerka brought in mercenaries and installed that cannon to protect their interests here. I made a deal with Zerka to breach the force field protecting the ruins. In return, they were to return control of all other RZs to the Ithorians. When I finished the job, Zerka decided I was a security risk. They reneged on their deal and imprisoned me, awaiting word from Jana Lorso on whether to free or kill me. Something went wrong underground. The ruins used to be some sort of military research center, and something reactivated its defenses. 2 salvage teams never came back, so Zerka sent in a mercenary team. Later, one merc bugged out with military droids on his heels, and they started shooting up the compound. I don't know. I was already locked up. They thought the salvage teams accidentally turned something on, but I don't believe it. The power was blown out in the firefight, and that's when I got away. They sent a pursuit team after me, but most of them were busy trying to resecure the compound. What are you doing here? Only Zerka can land in RZ-0031 legally, and they wouldn't shoot their own ship down. We'll have to get back to the compound. It's the old Ithorian research station, turned into a salvage team staging area. It won't be an easy hike. Good to have you back, General. Easy now. You survived one spectacular crash. Lucky I was here to pull you and your friends out of that shuttle, or you'd be more than a little crispy. But it's only fair. I owe you more than one, General. You must be in shock from the crash. Have to expect some long-term memory loss from that. Too bad he's not a droid, huh? We can't all be that lucky. I'll humor you, General. I was one of the Iridonian Mechanic Corps that was at Malachor. Bao-Dur, I can see how you'd forget me, being that I was the only one. I'll agree to that. The less said, the better. We all went through some tough times after Malachor, and maybe we all did a little forgetting. Guess that's one thing we've got better than droids. They can't forget anything. But then you give them a memory wipe and they forget for good. They'll be fine. The pilot's more or less unharmed, and the old lady, well, she's tougher than she looks. You know, I never thought I'd see you again, General. Galaxy's a big place, and this is the last place I thought I'd bump into you. So I have to ask, just what are you doing here? Got some news for you, General. That shuttle of yours is done for. Scrap.
Well, this is familiar. Feels like my last time on Telos.
Crashed the shuttle that time, too?
Nope, Pazak.
That was not the most pleasant landing I've endured. Next time we should perhaps seek out a more reputable pilot.
You're welcome, Kreia. You know, if I weren't such a crack pilot, we could have hit the shield wall or one of those rock faces.
Yes, our current situation is a vast improvement.
Beats me. No one's supposed to be here but a Zerka research team. I can't say they'd be happy to see us, but shooting us down? I can't imagine Zerka having us shot down by a bunch of scientists either.
I can help you find it. I have access to the shield network. I came hoping to repair whatever damage your shuttle took, but not even I can fix that wreck. We'll have to get back to the compound. It's the old Ithorian research station, turned into a salvage team staging area. It won't be an easy hike. First, there's a mercenary pursuit team looking for me. If Zerka secure the compound, there could be a lot of them out there. Second, there's all the Canucks. You need my help. How else are you going to get into the shield network? Trust me. There's no way you're going to slice into the shield network. Just leave it to me.
Just the trouble we need. Some crazy Zabrak with a squad of mercs on his tail.
Why, can't handle a few mercs? Don't worry, I can do the heavy lifting. The vicious wide-jaw predators the Ithorians imported from Duxon. They were meant to keep the herbivore population in check. Right. The Canucks ate them all. Now they'll eat anything they can catch, including us. Without the Ithorians to maintain the accelerated ecosystem's balance, everything here is falling apart. Zerka's killing the restoration project piecemeal. Zerka freights men and equipment from the landing pad there. If it's there and we can breach the perimeter, there's probably something we can use. If not, we could try our luck in the underground ruins. Either way, it's back to the compound for us. That's the plan.
But we don't have any idea where to look for the Ebonhawk.
They're probably already on their way. I had a little run-in with Zerka that involved me ending up in a force cage. I managed to escape during an electrical malfunction. So far, I've managed to outrun them. That's cruel, General. And anyways, you'll need my help. Well, If your ship's in as bad shape as this one, I don't think you're going to have much luck. Don't think too hard. I'd rather not talk about the war, if we could.
See that sentry droid? It's probably spotted us. Now they're just waiting for us to come down there.
They were probably looking for me when they saw your shuttle go down.
We could try handing the Zabrak over. You know, bargaining chip?
Who do you think shot you down in the first place?
Good point. Forget I said anything.
Sentry droid ahead. We've been spotted again.
And that means more mercenaries. I don't know about you guys, but I just can't wait.
There's the landing pad. There should be a computer terminal I can access from there. Looks like we're going to have to fight our way there, though.
Why do you say that?
What do we have here? The Jedi. Saves us the trouble of looking for you.
Yeah, just the trouble we need. Some crazy Zabrak with a squad of mercs on his tail.
What? You can't handle a few mercs? Don't worry, I can do the heavy lifting. I always feel a sense of calm when I walk the surface of Telos. The Ithorians are truly amazing in their work.
Amazing at wasting the Republic's credits, maybe. But now that you mention it, I think I feel it too. Like a weight's been lifted off my shoulders.
The force is strong here. Whether Chodo and his herd has anything to do with that is another matter.
There she is, one orbital shuttle. Looks like it's in serviceable condition. That's all a moot point, though. The hangar bay doors are closed. I don't fancy flying the shuttle through solid metal, so I'd say we need to find a way to get them open. We'll also need to find the ignition codes for the shuttle, or else we'll have some trouble getting off the ground. If we get all that, I wouldn't worry about what shape this heap is in. I'll get it running. Looks like Zerka got the shield system up and running. Good thing you have me along, though. I'll get them down in no time. Same reason you ever put up shields. You're either trying to protect yourself from whatever's outside, or trying to keep something inside. Now stand back, and let me get the shield down. This arm of mine isn't just for show, General. Stand back. The Zerka mercenaries were a little surprised when I broke my way out of my holding cell. The shields there were even weaker than these. After you. General? I'm fine, General. Even power has been restored to my arm. This place looks part of a huge polar irrigation system, possibly planet-wide, like the one on Coruscant. I had been told by the Republic that it was not in use. I am sorry, General. I must have lost consciousness in the crash. What is this place? Where are we? This must be where I had detected the energy readings before, and the drain to the restoration shields. This room, this place, it looks part of a huge polar irrigation system, possibly planet-wide, like the one on Coruscant. I had been told by the Republic that it was not in use. I am, General. If you wish, I may travel with you, or join you at the ship. Very well, General. I will await your arrival. I am, General. Of course, General. If you wish, I may travel with you, or join you at the ship. Of course, General. Let us wait until we reach secure ground. I will not, General. The attack was unexpected, but I will not let down my guard again. The construction of this door is like nothing I've seen on Telos, and it is not the same as the rest of the facility here.
Perhaps it is a meditation chamber of some sort. Are psychotic urges all that drives you?
What happened? One moment we were speaking rationally, and then I felt this rage.
I am not speaking to you, alien. Be silent.
We have seen much during the war. Is it your wish to continue causing such suffering? As always, General, when you lead, I shall follow. But it is only because we have been through so much together. That was not a battle we needed to fight, General. That was an act of a Mandalorian. We fought the Mandalorians. Now I find myself acting like them. If you persist, then the Mandalorians truly won. You lead, I follow. That was a kind act. It is good to see that one can still show compassion, even after the war. For some, it would have been a difficult thing to do. And that is why I follow you, General. Lead on.
Well, if it isn't the one who stole the Ebonhawk. Not so smug now, are you little thief?
It is unlikely the droid stole the vessel.
Says you.
Is this your droid? He looks badly damaged. Dissected. It is time for you to leave. You are harming him with your presence. It is time for you to leave. You are harming her with your presence. I said, it is time.
There is a world on the outer rim surrounded by mass shadows. Past the graveyard of Mandalorian warships, this planet suffers, crushed in gravity's fist. To walk on its surface is to feel it crushing every cell of your being. It is like being buried alive, until it seems you will never breathe again. What manner of creature would have birthed such a thing? Nothing human, to be sure. If you dare voice your opinions again, Iridonian, you will forget yourself for a time, Return to your machines and trouble me no more. Serve the exile until it is your time to die, and it will be enough.
General, I think you've got more important things to worry about right now than talking to me.
Got a minute?
I'm a little busy here. What is it?
Won't take more than a minute.
All right, I'll work while you talk.
Look, your friend, the Jedi, you know her from way back, don't you? How much do you know about her, really?
Her? You mean the general? Yeah, during the war, if that's what you mean by way back. Can't say I know too much about her, though.
Better than anyone else on this ship. Just give me your opinion, okay? And don't laugh.
I'm trying to work here, Atten.
I was just wondering if you thought maybe she and I might...
You're being serious.
You said you wouldn't laugh.
You are being serious. Atten, she was a general. I was just a tech. Your guess is about as good as mine.
Well, what's your guess, then?
I'm getting back to work.
Hey, I'm being serious here. You're laughing at me? I'll put you on the scrap heap, you walking tin can.
Hey, General, are you all right? You look like you've been standing too close to one of my shield generators. Claws out today, aren't they? You've been spending too much time with Mira. Seriously, you don't look that way from spending extra time in the fresher. I've seen other Jedi, not many but a few, who looked like that. And I feel a little strange around you. A little more in control, calm, like I usually only get when I'm repairing something. All right, if you don't want to talk about it, I won't press you. Whoa, claws out today, aren't they? Hey, General, I want to talk to you. Maybe the others don't know what's happening, but I can see what's going on, and the others have felt it too. You can't hide it, General. Just look at your face. I saw other Jedi who looked like you during and after the war. It's that woman. You have to get away from her. She'll destroy you. She's manipulating you, maybe all of us. Just be careful, General. You don't know what she wants, and she's got some goal. I'm sure of it. I'm not saying you're not strong enough, General, but I'm not discounting her either. No, you're not leaving until we've talked about this. Oh, is that how it is? It might be helpful if I made some changes to my remote's maintenance laser to do spot repairs. All right, then. I'll work on it when we get back to the Hawk.
That would be a welcome improvement. My combat effectiveness could be better sustained, providing an advantageous arrangement. And my miniature counterpart would finally be able to pull his weight in a fight.
The General was just teasing you. Don't worry. Once I get that laser upgraded, you won't hear another word from Goto. The General is just teasing you. Don't worry. Once I get that laser upgraded, Goto won't have anything to complain about.
Analysis. Such an improvement would be beneficial to maintaining optimal damage output in combat situations. Suggestion. Master, your technician should be put on this task right away.
There. You should be able to do some quick fixes. You won't be able to perform serious repairs, but you should be able to patch up any broken droids. You know, I think it's time I gave your cutting laser a little boost. It works fine for repairs, but we could use your help in a firefight. Don't worry about it. We'll make sure they keep you out of their scopes. Think of it this way. You can keep Goto in line with it. Hey, it's something for Goto to be jealous of, right? All I'm saying is that you've gone for a long time without a memory wipe. Most droids behave erratically under those circumstances. I know that, but I'm fixing everything else around here, so I may as well take a look at you, too. What was that? That's what I'm talking about. That is not normal droid behavior. I am not pushing you around. I just wanted to see if there was anything I could do to upgrade your functionality. Good. Now let's get started. You wouldn't guess it from the outside, but it looks like you've been through a lot. I'll bet. I'm all done with you. If anything comes loose, let me know and I'll put it back in place. Thanks for the vote of confidence. Yes, I'll be careful. Now, let's get started. If it wasn't for me, we'd all be floating in space. I think I can handle a few repairs to your circuits. I don't understand why you won't let me take a look.
Statement. I've had quite enough tampering at the hands of unskilled meatbags such as yourself. I'm not eager to submit to this treatment now or in the future.
Unskilled meatbag? I'll show you unskilled.
Appeasement. I did not mean to imply that you were an unskilled meatbag, as incapable of performing rudimentary repairs as holding a hydrospanner. It is only that I am quite particular with my repairs. Perhaps when I am more confident in your abilities, I will allow you to examine my internal components.
Finally decided to let me take a look at your circuitry.
Answer. Indeed, I did. I hope you understand how difficult it is for me to trust a meatbag with something as delicate as my inner mechanics. Explanation. Our encounters with my copies has convinced me that I should look into upgrading my capabilities in order that I may be able to destroy them with greater impunity.
Worried you might be going obsolete? I understand.
Objection. Nothing of the sort. I am programmed to improve my capabilities if it will improve my chances of destroying a target, even as unsavory an avenue as this.
You don't have to suffer on my account. Maybe you are better off not letting me dig around in you.
Retraction. You must understand. My previous interactions with meatbags have rarely been pleasant. Disclosure. After all, most of those meetings involved the termination of said meatbags.
It obviously couldn't have been your charming personality. Now, if you want me to see if I can upgrade your functionality, just let me get to work on you.
Answer. In that case, please go ahead. Just be careful not to damage any of my delicate parts. Analysis. My self-diagnostic indicates that my performance has indeed been improved. Also, many of my systems are reporting improved efficiency. Commentary. I am most pleased with this turn of events. It would appear that my initial analysis of your mechanical abilities was incorrect.
You're welcome.
Iridonian, if I might have a moment.
What is it, Goto?
I have spent some time in the presence of your remote, and the upgrades you have performed on him are quite adequate. I am impressed with your work, though less so with your remote itself.
What's wrong with my remote?
I find his use of resources, energy spent on frivolous things, to be an unsightly waste. But it is obvious you have some skill, however slight, in the upgrading of machines. I want you to provide me with similar upgrades.
I should be able to do something. I will see what I can do next time I have a free moment. What is it, Goto? If you've got some time, I'd like to see what I can upgrade for you.
Yes, I do have a few moments to spare for your work. I would like to know what he is doing here, though.
He helps me out with repairs. That isn't a problem, is it?
I suppose not. Perhaps in working on my circuitry, your assistant will learn something about how a fully functional droid is constructed.
Just ignore him and let's get to work.
I would appreciate that. Our group has little in the way of time to spare, and I would not want to delay you from your other duties.
Right. Let's get you open. See what you can do. I have to say, you are put together quite well. That wasn't much to do.
As I told you, my design is streamlined and efficient, though I am pleased that you were able to make some improvements, and this was not just a waste of my valuable time.
There were a few things from my remote that I was able to integrate into your construction.
I see. Well, thank you. I'll let you get back to your work.
General, is there a reason you don't carry a lightsaber anymore? That's not your lightsaber anymore. That belonged to someone who served Revan in the wars, not the person you are now. You could build another one, if you wanted to, but you know that. I don't know, General, but whatever the reason, you should put it behind you. I know this. A lightsaber is part of who you are. Without it, you're not complete. I think I can help you out there. I happen to know the parts you need. I spent a lot of time around Jedi during the war. None of them would let me take their lightsaber apart, but I did learn about their construction. We need a power cell, emitter matrix, lens and focusing crystal, though I have to admit the crystal is beyond my means. Never did understand them. Those parts are fairly common, though a Jedi once told me that it's best if your lightsaber reflects you, and if it is constructed of things that identify it as your own. Just bring the parts to me before you get started building it. I'll make sure they're usable. The lightsaber isn't always a weapon of the Jedi, General. You don't need me to tell you that. I never said you were, but whatever the reason, you should put it behind you. General, need something? Sorry, guess I can't get my head out of the past. As long as you don't mind having me around, it's a nice change from drifting. I moved around for a couple years. Working as a starship mechanic got me from place to place. I wasn't ready to settle down after the war. Then you understand my restlessness. Though the war had ended, I couldn't find peace in anything. As long as I kept moving, I didn't have to think about what happened. Know what I mean? I'm sure you do. I decided I'd do something constructive. I wanted to make up for the things I'd done in the war. I wanted to design planetary shields, but there weren't many systems with the credits to spare. There was more that needed to be rebuilt than protected. I found out that Telos was going to be the flagship project for the Republic, and it sounded like something good. I saw Telos before the Sith raised it. It deserved a better fate. But Zerka ruined everything. I thought I could force Zerka out on my own, but I guess I can't fix everything myself. All I wanted to do was send a message, but I couldn't even do that right. That's the past, though. It's good to be working with you again, General. It's good to be working with you again, General. Talking to you is better than talking to a machine all day. I was, no doubt. It's hard to face up to yourself sometimes, and for a few years I couldn't. Maybe if I had the Force to lean on, I could have worked it out. But then the Force didn't seem to be of much help to others. Mostly, I was angry. Angry about what I had done, about why I had done it. And I don't think I'll be the last. I didn't want to talk about the war, but can I ask you something? Why did you decide to fight? I felt the same way. I remembered when word of the Mandalorian attacks arrived on Iridonia. My people had colonies across the Outer Rim. Many of them were among the first systems to fall. I did not join because I wanted to protect, though. I hated them. I wanted to destroy them, to give them the mercy they gave the people they conquered. I remember the thrill I felt when we fought them in battle. Victories were rare, but we celebrated every Mandalorian's death. Do you know how it felt? I couldn't do that. It was almost as though the battle took control of me, drove me forward. It's always on my mind now. That loss of control blinded me, turned me into a weapon. I just needed to get that off my chest. Revenge, and to crush the Mandalorians, to send them back to wherever it was they came from. The war went poorly before Revan and the Jedi lent aid to the Republic. Many of us believed the Jedi to be cowards who were afraid to face the Mandalorian threat. I remembered when word of the Mandalorian attacks arrived on Iridonia. Just drop it then. It's not important. The Force lets you look right through me, huh? What if you don't want to talk about it? It's okay. Sure. It's nothing important, General. You know, I'm glad I found you again, General. We were together at Malachor. I don't know if anyone else could understand. You getting philosophical on me? I'm here because you found me on Telos and I decided to come along for the ride. Not that I had much choice after we got going. Tired of me already? I was frustrated. Watching the Ithorians getting pushed around by Zerka, I thought I could make a difference, but it was taken away from me. Guess if one planet was good enough for me, why not the galaxy? You might not be looking, but maybe it'll happen along the way. You just have to know what the circuits look like. That's the way I see things. Traveling with you, I know there's something else in the universe, but I can't do anything about it anyways, so I'll leave it to you to take care of. They might not call you a Jedi anymore, but believe me, you are. It's not the sort of thing that you just stop being. You're stuck with it, just like you're stuck being the General. Only if you don't have any more questions, General. I'll be sure to do that, General. Your recollection of the incident must be clouded, but as to why I'm here, it's simple. You're right about that. I dreamt of Malachor. I remember the ships, the last stand of the Republic, the tattered remnants of our fleet, the largest we could gather. But it was damaged, weakened, and vulnerable. The Mandalorians couldn't resist. They tore into us like beasts, shredding our ships to scrap as we fought back. Yet this time there were no reinforcements for either side. Revan had been delayed out-system by Mandalorian scout ships. By the time he arrived, it was too late, and beyond Malachor there were no more Mandalorians left to die. I remember standing on the bridge with you and watching the destruction of the Republic, watching ships full of soldiers and Jedi burn and die. I remember the look you had when you turned to me. It was the longest you'd ever looked at me. You didn't say anything, just a nod. Events moved quickly then, even in my dreams. Flashes, explosions, you falling. I could feel the pain around me. And then the memory. The drifting hulks of the Mandalorian ships, the dead, allies, friends, strangers. And then the echo, lingering, the sound I awakened to in my nightmares. Blame lies with me for creating it. The situation forced your hand. Anger forced mine. You realized that unless action was taken, the fleet would be destroyed and the Republic would fall. None of us realized the magnitude of what we unleashed. Glorious? It was nothing more than a slaughter caused by one of my creations. Does anyone deserve the Mandalorians' fate? Even some of their conquered worlds fared better. Not since Malachor. It is always in my dreams. I remember the ships. Having you here has an effect on me, General. I never noticed it years ago. I think my mind was too occupied then. I feel calm, more in control. The anger is still there, but I can feel it drifting away. The last years of my life have been defined by it. The Mandalorians, Zerka, and Revan. And above all else, myself, for Malachor. Never, General. It had to be done. My hands destroyed the Mandalorians. I cannot be forgiven for that. even if I did it out of hatred of the Mandalorians? That might be the truth, but I don't want to see it that way. I can't just ignore the blood on my hands. Even if there isn't, I still feel like I need to do something to make up for it. I can't do that, General. I saw what fallen Jedi could do. I'm afraid I could too easily travel down that path. Under your guidance, I feel like I could overcome my anger. I have the same fear as you, General. I've seen the crimes of fallen Jedi. I'm afraid I could too easily travel down that same path. If you don't mind, there are some repairs that need my attention. Maybe that's just the shield that I need to stay sane. My feelings are bad enough without having to worry about Jedi problems. My anger is nothing compared to the blood on my hands. We can't all be Jedi like you, General. I'll freely admit that your new clothing is an improvement, but that's just a pleasant distraction. I feel calm, more in control. The anger is still there, but I can feel it drifting away. Having you here has an effect on me, General. I never noticed it years ago. I think my mind was too occupied then. I feel the anger boiling to the surface, as I once felt towards the Mandalorians, but now it is towards myself alone. I cannot let go of it. It is too raw, too consuming. The last years of my life have been defined by it. The Mandalorians, Zerka, and Revan, and above all else myself for what I did at Malachor. Anger is the only constant in my life. Perhaps it is the truth. Drawing from it, I was able to crush the Mandalorians. Once, I built shields to defend planets from their attackers. The Mandalorians crushed them. When I built weapons to destroy them, the Mandalorians were destroyed. Yes, teach me the ways of the Force, General. Together, our enemies will fall. No, I am not ready for this. My weakness is too great. Perhaps it is for the best, then. I know too well my chances at failure. I must return to my repairs. I cannot fall further than I have already. I do not have time for your lectures. Leave me. Yes, it is the feeling of hatred, of anger.
Iridonian, I would like to speak with you about your assistant.
My assistant? Oh, right. What is it?
I believe he has it in his head that my relative size is comical. I find his disparaging beeps and whistles to be quite annoying.
I thought only utility droids had size issues.
If I am to continue to operate with him, I would appreciate it if you spoke with him about this. Otherwise, I will be forced to find a more permanent solution.
General, what is it? Traveling with the Mandalorians. It brings back too many memories. I don't know how you do it. Aren't you bothered by him? Mandalore. Traveling with him. It brings back too many memories. Don't worry about me. I won't cause any problems. But if Mandalore steps out of line, I'll put him out the airlock. You're right. I'm just not used to the idea of fighting with Mandalorians. You're too trusting, General. Yes, General? That old thing? I built him when I was a kid. Been following me around for years now, despite what I've done to try and chase him off. Hey, just kidding. I'm happy to have you around. He helps me out with repairs. I outfitted him with a cutting laser and some other tools for delicate modifications. He's also good for singeing the pants of annoying techs. I've been thinking about doing some other work on him, but I barely have time. Too busy fixing up the ship. It's not that bad. I guess you'd know. You've always got someone following you around. I would, but then I wouldn't be the only one with a floating sphere following him around, and I kind of like that. If the Republic would just rein Zerka in, there'd be no problem. But as long as Zerka is allowed to undermine the Ithorians' efforts, Telos will remain dead. I can't take seeing my work being used by those bloodsuckers. But there's nothing I can do about it, so let's talk about something else. I got tired of it. Kept dropping my hydro spanner. Figured I'd get a new one. I was only kidding. Actually, it was a souvenir from Malachor. I was lucky it was all I lost. But at least it gave me something to do, right? Everyone always said I was probably half machine anyway. If you were me, you'd probably want to joke about it too. It's always been tough for me to find proper equipment. Working as a technician, I didn't have much need for anything out of the ordinary. But if we're going to keep running into fights, some armor would be useful. I can wear some types of armor with slight modifications. If you find any of it, bring it to me, and I can fix it up. Let me take a look at what you've got. Yeah, this should work. If you let me have it, I can make some changes so it'll fit me. Of course, after I'm through with it, no one else will be able to use it either. This won't take long. There, it's all set. Thanks, General. This will be helpful. That's all right. I should be able to get by without it. Nope, I don't think I can use any of that. Let me see what you have. That's everything. Now all you need is a little quiet time with the workbench. No, you're still missing a power cell, emitter matrix, and lens. Not to mention a focusing crystal. Just working on the ship. I'm not sure who got her up and running, but I'm amazed she's even space-worthy. Whoever made these repairs doesn't think like most mechanics. But don't worry, I'll get everything in shape. I'm sorry if there's something you want to get off your chest, but I'm happy keeping it to myself. I don't want to talk about it. I'm just glad it's over. Don't worry about me, I'm fine. It was just a difficult experience. I feel a sense of peace. It was difficult, but I guess I've come to understand something about myself. It's nothing, just something that opened my eyes. Ask me about it some other time. Only that I understand more of what it is to be a Jedi and the importance of mastering my anger. If you think they'll help. It'll take practice, but I think I can pick that up. Don't worry, I'm a quick learner. Thank you, General. That might prove useful in the future. Let's get to work then, General. That was a good workout, and a good learning experience. I guess that's one way to win an argument. Sure would be useful if that worked on droids. Was that really the right thing to do? Are you all right? You're not acting like yourself. There was no reason to do that. Nice job, General. You did the right thing, General. Guess some things don't change. I knew there was a reason I'm following you around. Every good deed helps make up for the past. No point in standing around. I don't want that. I can't use that. No effect. That didn't do anything. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know about that. All right. Done. Failed. Never mind. Let me handle this. This won't take long. Let's get this over with. You asked for it. Take him down. I'm just getting started. What's going on? Let's go. Yeah? Can't take much more of this. How do you like that? This isn't working too well. Set and activated. I could have done this in my sleep. We'll be back shortly. Good thing I've got some extra sensors. I'll have this open in no time. This is too tough for me. Child's play. I'll have a look around. Safety in numbers. Feels like poison. This place unsettles me. I feel an echo inside my head. Pain and anger. This place reminds me of Telos. I feel calm and at ease. Sure do, General. I've made a few while I wasn't working on the ship. Here you go. Just remember, the best shield is not getting shot at all. Sorry, General, I'm flat out. I'll see if I can make some more when I get a chance. Sorry, I haven't had much time to work on you lately, but don't worry, I haven't forgotten about you. You know, I've been spending so much time keeping the ship running, I haven't had a chance to work on you. Let's open you up and see what I can do. I've been dealing with that problem for years. The Ithorians are justifiably renowned for their ability to stabilize ecospheres, but some things are beyond even their skills.
I've carefully searched this area and haven't found anything. So maybe our man just got sloppy. We really need those atmospheric sensors.
But Dantooine is temperate. There is no need for atmospheric sensors except for seasonal data collection.
Huh? It's just important we get it back. They're expensive pieces of equipment, and we can't afford to replace them. I don't suppose you found any of those atmospheric sensors?
If I may, I find it curious that you are looking so carefully for atmospheric sensors. They are vitally important pieces of equipment on tectonically or environmentally unstable regions. But do you really need atmospheric sensors on Dantooine? But Dantooine is too placid and temperate to need them for anything except seasonal data collection.
Huh? It's important we get it back. It's expensive equipment and we can't afford to replace them.
I see. They aren't that expensive. I've been dealing with that problem for years. The Ithorians have real talent helping stabilize ecospheres, but some things are even beyond their ability.
Trust me, we're not going to go anywhere near the place unless we want to be washing the stink out of our clothes for the next few years.
That bad? I didn't think anything could compel you to bathe.
You spend all day thinking up that joke? Maybe you and Bao-Dur should start a circus.
I fail to understand the reference, though I doubt your explanation would prove worthwhile.
So you fought against the Mandalorians in the war?
I was part of the war effort, yes. I worked as a technician, though.
But you fought on the front lines. To a Mandalorian, there is honor in that.
I could do without your Mandalorian honor. I saw the results of your honor, the absolute destruction your warriors brought. And look at them now. Mandalorians are little better than mercenary thugs. And what's honor to someone like that? All they care about are credits.
If I were you, I'd pick your words more carefully.
You fought for no cause other than to spread suffering and pain to the people you conquered.
Maybe that's what it looked like to you, but that isn't why we fought. We fought for honor and glory in the heat of battle.
You did nothing but murder innocents.
The Republic took us too lightly. We wanted to face the full force of their army. We had to goad them to fight.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. If you ask me, you Mandalorians just got what you deserved at Malachor.
Defeat is part of a warrior's life. We will recover, stronger than before.
Doesn't it even bother you that your people were almost destroyed? Or do lives have no meaning to you?
People die in war.
Well, I'm glad to have you guarding my back.
Fine by me.
I don't need compliments from a murderer.
I hear that you were the one responsible for our defeat at Malachor 5.
The general told you that?
We fell into your trap at Malachor, and we paid the price. We were eager to destroy the Republic fleet and defeat Revan, so we committed all of our forces to Malachor, sealing our doom. Even then, we might have won the day. The tide of battle was turning when the Republic finally set off their trap. We were almost completely destroyed. You should be proud.
I destroyed your people.
It is as much your triumph as our failure. We learned a lesson and we paid the price for our mistake.
Very clever, General. Will surely draw the attention of the exchange with that ID signature.
Now wait a minute. If certain people think that we're that ship, they'll come after us when we try to leave... Oh, I see.
Looks like someone's been busy. This is a droid control center, but on a huge scale. It could control thousands of droids on Nar Shaddaa and elsewhere.
Anybody here catch that? All I understood was very.
I think he wanted us to give up the General to his poorly trained collection of bounty hunters.
Ah, well, that would explain it. Which one do you want?
I'll take the stupid one, who decided to threaten us rather than shoot us when he had the chance.
Forget him. He can handle himself. I'm more worried about us.
We're not going to leave him here. We stand with the General, or not at all. I used to work on droids like this in the war. Let me take a look. Droids like this always have a self-destruct system built into them at the factory. A quick adjustment here and... Nice. It looks like it was a high-powered transmitter of some kind. The only reason for something like this is to transfer large quantities of data to a third party. I used to work on droids like this in the war. Let me take a look. Here's the problem. It's just a matter of changing out this and reconnecting this. A memory core, especially in a used astromech droid, isn't worth more than 100 credits. I'm just stating a fact. It's better you hear it from me than from some stranger. Tien, it's Bao-Dur, 12th Engineering Division, out of Iridonia. I worked with you in the hangar bays on the solemn oath. Tien, we are already in trouble. In some ways, the war is not yet over, and our enemies seek us even now. I could help out if you needed it. Our need for transponder codes is urgent. Someone did quite a job on this door. Reinforced and welded shut. We're not getting through, that's for sure. I have no love for Mandalorians, but just letting him starve up there... I think you did the right thing. I agree. There was enough senseless death back then to last a lifetime. Whatever you say. You never know. What's the problem?
I'm trying to get the relay dish operational, but several components are broken and need repair. Without the relay, we're vulnerable to attack, especially right now. Your space battle may have attracted unwanted attention, and our shuttle's sensors can't cover the whole moon. Seems just about everything involved with a relay dish is broken. I've been trying to fix it for weeks and still no success.
I can take a look at it, if you will permit it. Correction. We can take a look at it, if you will permit it.
If you think you can help, there's the broken cables right over there, and the relay maintenance structures behind me. You can find the telemetry computer in there. The only thing I know for sure is we need a new phase pulse converter for the tracking computer.
That part's rare enough in most spaceports. Finding one here would be difficult. A Type 2 perimeter motion relay. That particular model has several security vulnerabilities and design flaws. Stealth field generators can fool them. If one of us could get close to it, I know the corporate override code for it. Amateurs shouldn't even bother building security technology. Whoever the architect was that made that door, he or she was quite competent. Mandalorian iron, reinforced joints. Whatever is behind it isn't meant to be disturbed. Frida Nad's resting place must be beyond it. Telos needs new ecosystems if the reclamation efforts on the planet are to succeed. Ethor, Onderon, and Duxon are rich in the food chains necessary to create new life on Telos and sustain it.
Although some of your terms are unknown to me, what you say is true. Telos was attacked by Darth Malak in the Jedi Civil War. The surface was completely destroyed. The Ithorians have been searching for appropriate wildlife to create a new Telos, but their merchants are stalled by the blockade.
That'll be another death blow to Telos if no new ecosystems can be brought to the planet. The Ithorians are only part of the equation. It's gonna be tough to avoid hitting innocents in this crowded cantina.
There are 2 force-shield checkpoints along this path. Vaklu's forces have held this ramp for over a standard hour. That means they control the checkpoints now. If we can get to the turret tower up ahead, we can deactivate the first barrier.
The force shields won't present a problem. I can get us through them.
You can? That'll save us precious minutes.
Your command echoes still, General.
It is the echo of the past. It is the heartbeat of the past.
Your command echoes still, General, and I obey, as I did at Malachor 5. I have destroyed planets for you, General, but now, this once, if we could save something in this galaxy. I need to do this, or I will die inside, like I died at Malachor 5. I know you can hear me. I have always known. It is why I followed you. You know where you must go. It calls to you still. And she must be stopped, there, now, or she will bring the screams of Malachor 5 to the galaxy, just as we carry the echo all this way. Now Malachor 5 comes to us, and I wish to face it, this last time. If you are watching this, then what the General suspected was true. The Sith are striking from the graveyard of Malachor 5. The ship the Sith Lord was on was one of the vessels damaged in that final battle. If you reach Malachor's surface, the mass shadow generator can be undone, provided there are enough vessels intact within the orbiting debris or buried in the planet's surface. Use the sequence I am unlocking in your memory banks on the engine core of any vessel you encounter on Malachor. If my calculations are correct, 4 vessels should be enough to power up the mass shadow generator and undo the damage that was done in Malachor 5, the damage I did. Once the sequence has begun, it cannot be stopped. So make sure the General is off the planet before triggering the sequence. Otherwise, there will be no retreat. I know your weapons systems are minimal, and I don't know what awaits you on Malachor's surface. Try to avoid contact with any potential threats. Follow your programming. If you are hearing this, then the sequence has been completed. When active, it will destroy Malachor. Again, I have one last command for you. You must remain behind and ensure that the sequence fires properly once the General gives the command. If not, then all we have fought for has been for nothing. You have done all I asked, all you were built for, and for that I thank you.